Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our amazing participants. Thank you so much for taking time of your relaxing Sunday afternoon to join the Osei-Kusi Foundation for this very unusual seminar. And I say unusual because you're probably going to experience something today that you may have never experienced before. I think it's going to be such a transformative experience because we're going to be learning from some incredibly amazing people. So thank you so much for joining the Growth Seminar today. Thank you from around the world. I see some of our advisory board members here. I see a good number of our alumni from OKF's, if you like, baby organization, because the Pan-African Leadership Institute, it's a child of OKF. So this is the mother organization that eventually gave birth to the Institute. And I see a number of our alumni here as well, here locked in. So thank you so much for being here. It will very much be a time worth spent. Can't thank you enough. I'm going to give us an overview of the discussion. It's going to be very engaging, very interactive, and with a couple of surprises as well. And as we do here at the foundation, we normally start our events with a prayer. So if you don't mind, I'd like to invite Mr. Bartlett Mingle, Mr. Albert Bartlett Mingle. He's also a reverend, and he's a very senior executive for EcoBank. And EcoBank is about one of the biggest banks in Africa, but particularly the biggest bank perhaps in West Africa. And he's not just from EcoBank, but he is one of the advisory board members for the Osei-Kusi Foundation, OKF. So he's one of the people that advise us and that sits on our advisory council. And so, Mr. Mingo, we're very thankful to you, and God bless you, sir. So we're going to take a special prayer for him. From him, it's always good to see him. We're in Ghana, but I only get to see him once in a while. That's how special you are. Anything you see every day is not very special. It's only the things you see once in a while. Yes, sir. Please do kindly open us with a prayer as we get ourselves ready for an exciting class. I also, for an exciting seminar, I also see some of our scholars, and you hear a little bit more about who a scholar is all right here. Mr. Mingo, please. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Doc. Shall we pray? Our Lord and our Master, we are thankful unto you for this day. We bless you for the gift of life. We are so thankful unto you for the impact that it is making across the globe. Tonight, we welcome you, Spirit of the living God, so that this seminar will be impactful and the lessons will be learned that will impact generations, even unborn. So that at the end of it all, your name will be praised and glorified. We thank you and we honor you in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. You had a great prayer. So let's start. Many others are going to be joining, but let's start. We want to keep to time. We have a lot of people around the world, so we want to stick to time. So my name is Kofi Osei-Kusi, and here I serve as executive president of the Osei-Kusi Foundation. I'd like to formally welcome you to the Okf Growth Seminar 2022. I would like to especially welcome our advisory board members who are here with us. I'd like to kindly welcome our resource persons who are here with us today. I'd like to welcome our OKF scholars. Our scholars are the wonderful young people that the foundation invests in and sponsors through school, from primary through to university. So I'd like to welcome our scholars who are here. A few are here right now. I'd like to welcome and thank our OKF club members. The club members are the individuals that give to the foundation and have given over the years to support our work. So I'd like to welcome and thank our club members. So I'd like to welcome some of our staff members who are here, and our friends and all our guests, including alumni from the Pan-African Leadership Institute. I want to especially welcome you. What are we here to do? We're here to learn. This is not a fundraiser. We're not here to raise funds or to ask people for money. Money is good and there's a time for that. But today we're here to learn, and to learn in a very unusual way. So I want to kindly urge you to open your mind, keep your mind open, be ready for some exercises, and be ready for a transformative time. So the first thing I like to do before I invite one of our staff members to tell you what the foundation is about, and then from there we get to have our speakers. We have 4 speakers. They're not going to speak for long. They're going to inspire you in just about a 10-minute talk, and then we're going to open the floor for a discussion. Before we do that, can I ask you for an exercise? I think I didn't do a slide for that one, but maybe let me try that. I want to ask you to close your eyes for 1 minute. Close your eyes for 1 minute. Before you close your eyes, please open your eyes right now. And before you close your eyes, can you turn your camera on if you can? We urge you, please turn your camera on. Can your camera come on? And before you close your eyes, just let me see how many cameras are on. I want to see your faces back. I'm looking for Mr. Mengel's face back and all the other amazing people. I want to see your face back. Give me a second. Please keep your microphone muted if possible. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now close your eyes for 1 minute. Just keep your eyes shut. Don't behave like what I used to do as a kid. I put my fingers across my face and I'm looking through my fingers. Keep your eyes fully closed, very hard closed. And okay, with all eyes closed, can you try and type a message? With your eyes closed, can you type a message in the chat room and say hello? Type hello on your keypad on your phone with your eyes firmly closed. Type hello. Please type hello in the chat room. I want to see your hello. Where is the chats? Your eyes are firmly closed. Wow, I got it. Dr. Yuki saying hello. Awesome. With your eyes closed, try and type hello. Oh my goodness, someone did more than that. The person typed, that's Emmanuel. Emmanuel typed, hello, wonderful members. Whoa. Who else? I see my boss, Mr. Bayo. Please type hello. Your eyes are closed. Oh, amazing. Okay, Pashinique, you made it. Oh my goodness. Martha, of course, did hello, everyone. So those of you who are not, Maria got I can't pronounce it, JWLLO. Ligia from Ligia from Brazil. I mean, that's not hello. Oh, Cynthia typed HEKJU. Please, that is not how to spell hello. Keep your eyes closed. All right. Look, some people are. Okay, I got that HEKKO. All right. Okay. Okay, open your eyes. Open your eyes right now. Now okay, I think I'm going to put a few people on the spot. Madam Ligia, please, how did you get to spell yours? How you spelled JW? What tablet are you using and how did you spell yours? Please tell me. Miss Ligia, okay. How did you find it? You just unmute yourself and tell us, how did you find the you just try your luck? Miss Ligia? No, I think you're muted. Oh, okay, good. Let me find another person. All right. I'm not gonna go to Mr. Bartimeo. I don't know how you got to destroy. I'm not gonna get to you. All right. All right. You guys have that well. You guys. All right, guys. Well, you're going to learn a lot more. You're going to learn a lot more today. It's going to be super fun. Please help me to welcome Ms. Hulda. Ms. Hulda at OKF is our assistant client relations officer. So I'm going to invite her to briefly tell us what the foundation is all about. And after that, we take a quick message from the branch of the foundation in the US. Mr. Martin Bio is our board chairman there, and he will have a word with us as well. Then we get into our speeches. So Hulda, please over to you. And yes, please do listen as she shares with us what this foundation is all about. Over to you, Hulda.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. I'm very excited to be here today and very, very proud. I'm very, very proud product of the Osei-Kusi Foundation. Yes, and also as Doc has already said, also serve as the Assistant Client Relations Officer for the Osei-Kusi Foundation. So this evening, my mission is very, very simple and I'm very excited about it, yes. And basically, OKF, when we talk about OKF, what comes into mind first is the youth. It's the youth in development, youth empowerment. And so how it all started, the Osei-Kusi Foundation was registered in 2009, but started its full operations in 2011, November 2011. So the visionary being helped by 2 volunteer staff started running the organization in November 2011. And right from 2011 to 2018, OKF has impacted the life of over 500,000 youth through prison support. So OKF used to go to the prisons to do donations, as well as giving the inmates, foster home inmates, books, food items, and then medical support as well. We also used to visit the female and female prisons, where we help the females with coaching, counseling, and also legal support for some of these ones who are there not necessarily by any wrong that they had done, but some way, somehow they find themselves there. So OKF also helped legally to get these people out of the prisons. Yes, also OKF organized rural outreaches to so many villages where so many young people, the lives of so many young people were touched. Also, the Osei-Kusi Foundation, through its National Youth Development Program, Volunteerism and Patriotism Award Scheme, that was an avenue for young people to find solutions to problems around them. And through this award scheme, so many young people have been empowered to be problem solvers, the places where they find themselves. Yes. And also through Osei-Kusi Foundation's leadership and wealth creation seminars, so many young people have been empowered. Also, the Osei-Kusi Foundation also mentored and coached a lot, has mentored and coached a lot of young people all across Ghana, which of course I'm a product and very proud of as well. Yes. And through our TV shows, youth empowerment TV shows, and then self-help books, motivational books written by Dr. Kofi Osei-Kusi, a lot of young people, the lives of a lot of young people have also been touched. And also the Osei-Kusi Foundation, this is all over the space of 2011 and 2018, also offered a scholarship scheme to young people, most especially those with physical challenges. And it was at this point that I also got the opportunity to be identified by the Osei-Kusi Foundation and being supported through school. So I met OKF in 2012 as a young graduate of the junior high school, and it was quite tough for me. There was this friction at home just due to financial issues, friction as to who is to pay my fees and all that. So you could imagine the emotional trauma that a young girl who has so much ambition was going through. But through the help of God and by meeting the Osei-Kusi Foundation, I got the opportunity to be sponsored through school right from Yasanta Girls Senior High School. And upon completion and gaining admissions to the University of Ghana, Legon, Osei-Kusi Foundation helped me through their scholarship scheme to complete University of Ghana, and I have a bachelor's degree in agricultural extension. One important or very special thing about OKF is that OKF is not just a foundation that supports, when it comes to a scholarship scheme, supports young people with the monetary aspect, but OKF sees to it that all their beneficiaries are having a sound, or they are in a very sound state to be able to learn. OKF equips its beneficiaries with all the leadership skills that they need. I was one timid, very quiet person, very scared of everybody, generally everybody, but through mentorship, through coaching, I think I'm proud of who I'm going to be, yes, because it would have been very hard to speak to people all across the world, but through mentorship, through coaching, that was here today, and I'm very proud of myself and the woman I am becoming. Yes, and it's not just me. There are a lot of young people that the Osei-Kusi Foundation has impacted their life, as I said earlier, on so many mediums, through our rural outreaches, the present support, through the books written by Dr. Kofi Osei-Kusi. There are so many inspirational messages that we young people get through Dr. Kofi Osei-Kusi's books. Yes. And so that is how I got to know Osei-Kusi Foundation, and how I've come through the Osei-Kusi Foundation. So basically, these are the things that the Osei-Kusi Foundation did through its conception and its official opening to 2018. And so in 2019, Osei-Kusi Foundation established a branch in the US, that is OKF USA, and we have some wonderful, hardworking board members who work so hard to generate funds and other resources that the organization needs to ensure that the young people that we are investing in are comfortable. Yeah. So in 2020, the Osei-Kusi Foundation decided to streamline its focus on educational scholarships for young people. So as we did in 2011, 2018, there are a number of things that we had done. But in 2020, OKF decided to streamline its work to educational scholarship, especially to young people with physical challenges, yes. And also in the same 2022, June 2022, the Osei-Kusi Foundation established its sister organization, that is the Pan-African Leadership Institute, which I'm excited to be part of. It's a product of Pan-African Leadership to OKF. Yes, and the wonderful work of OKF that you see today hasn't been on a silver platter, but the Lord has been good to OKF. We give the ultimate thanks to God and also to the visionary who hit what God told him, and through him so many lives have been changed, and also to our advisory board members for their support. These are very busy people, but because of their love for the youth and young people like me, they have supported OKF right from the scratch till now. I want to say a very big thank you to them and to our staff, both present and old staff. We are so much grateful to them because they have worked hard and brought OKF to the point that it is now. And also to all club members. So for OKF, we have club members who support us with monthly contributions. These people are wonderful people who believe in touching the lives of young people, and our work wouldn't have been successful through this club members. I'm so grateful to them. We are so grateful to them, and to our corporate partners that through them we have some commissions to support the works that we do here. I want to say a very big thank you. And to everyone that is here today, thank you. I believe that we all love to impart in the lives of the young people out there. And so that's the main reason why we are here today. So thank you so much. And let's enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Amazing. I think we should clap for her. Yes, and yes. And let me thank, I'm really proud of Hulda as well. Like, she shared her own story after more than 10 years of coming through the foundation. Today, she is a wonderful executive and a business development manager. And she shared her own story about how through God's help, we have to thank God first, and with support of the foundation, today, she is who she is today. And we do have many, many, many stories. I have our board member in the US, but I'm going to hold him a little bit. He is a man full of inspiration. But Mr. B, I'm going to delay you a little bit. You're going to speak, but I want to start the conversation. I want to start a conversation, and then I'll bring you on. So there's a theme for this conversation today, and the theme is, are we all disabled, and can we learn from each other? Or is a statement, we're all disabled in one way or the other. Let me start with me. Maybe let me not put it on you. I am disabled. What can I learn from somebody else who is physically challenged? Okay, so we're going to hear different perspectives from different people, and you know what? I know we have a program, but I want to break a little bit of protocol. Emmanuel, I want to start with you. I know Grace was going to start, but I feel like you should start. So we're going to start a conversation with a young man. His name is Emmanuel Asamoah. Now, everyone here is involved in OKF in one way or the other. Emmanuel Asamoah is an OKF scholar. I met him when he was a student at the School for the Blind. I'm going to ask him to share a little bit of his story, but this is a loaded young man. I'm telling you, I mean, in all humility, I do have a third degree, if you like, and all of that, all the credentials, but this is a young man I can sit in front of and learn. He's got so much wisdom, so much intelligence. He is visually impaired, but he's too loaded. He's a student. We've seen him from the School for the Blind to secondary school at a school called Okwapeman Senior High School here in Ghana. And now he's a student at the University of Ghana. He's an IT programmer. He's developed so many things. I can't tell you, but I want him to share his story. And then, Ima, please kindly share your story briefly. And then do give us the message that you have for us in 10 minutes, whether we are all disabled. I think we're all disabled and we can learn from each other. Ima, what do you think? Do you agree? Is everybody disabled? What's your thought on that? Ladies and gentlemen, before Ima speaks, I want to make sure that everyone is alert. So if you're alert, can you type alert? I'm ready, alert, in the chat room. I want to see you that you are alert and ready before I put him on, before I put this amazing guy. You probably have never met anyone like him before. So I see alert, alert, ready, alert, alert and ready, alert and ready, ready, alert. Excellent. I need two more. I need two more people. Two more people. Excellent. Ready, alert, and ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's put this man that I respect so much, who is a student, an IT programmer from the University of Ghana, and more importantly, an OKF scholar. We've been part of his life for at least 9 years, and I've seen him grow, and I've seen him mature. All right, go ahead, Emmanuel. Someone's hand is up. It's not yet time for questions, but is there fire burning where you are? Please tell me so we can save you. Nah, your hand is up because you might hang on 1 second. I just want to figure out why the person's hand is up. Is it an accident or it's real? No? Okay. All right, Emmanuel, please, over to you, sir.
Can you all hear me, please?
Yes,
can
sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Great. That's wonderful. This is a wonderful day, a special virtual conference or seminar. I give great thanks to OKF executives, members. I am so happy to be speaking to you this evening from where I am. I am so much gratified. So I'm Emmanuel Asamoah, currently a student at the University of Ghana studying French and Spanish. Aside my course, I've been a self-taught programmer for the past 7 years. So I'm now a back-end developer, and then a digital forensic analyst, and then a cloud enthusiast. As today's theme, we focus on we are all disabled. How can we learn from each other? When I heard this topic at first, and I was told to speak on next in the first place, I was wondering, is this a universal truth? Is it a universal assertion? I turned to logic. I was looking for answers to see whether I agreed with this assertion. So when I turned to logic, I realized this is, however, a value judgment and then a factual statement. But on the intuitive side, there is some truth to it. This is made possible when we agree on a stipulative definition of what really disable or a disability is, or what we mean when we say something or an individual is disabled. So the Merriam-Webster dictionary defines disabled as an injury or something that imposes injury and then limits the sense of movement or limits any form of activity. That is Merriam-Webster's take on the definition of the word disabled, and that is a lexical definition. So if we are to agree on this definition, it might be limited, and that might make my arguments and claims very vague. So I am going to lay a ground rule for the definition of disabled. And when I am done presenting my definition, we will see whether you fall within this category of persons. Are you someone who has limitation in movement? Are you someone who needs assistance before you do something? Are you someone who keeps procrastinating before you do something? Are you someone who keeps holding doubt in yourself? Are you someone who is bewildered by mental, emotional, psychological problems? Are you someone who looks down upon yourself? Are you someone who considers yourself low esteemed, or someone who lacks self-confidence? Are you someone who empowers people, but yet you need empowerment in other aspects of your life? If the answer to all these questions is yes, then one way or the other, we are all disabled. Before I begin, it is important to note that disabled or disability is not inability. So let's make it clear. In as much as inability is almost synonymous with impotence or unable to do something, disability places more emphasis on limitation. Let me make a simple analogy. Everyone is connected virtually. Anytime we turn on our flight mode, we have temporarily disabled our internet. And if you want to connect back, we can turn off our flight mode and then boom, we are back online. So you see that, you will realize that disability is something that we have control over it. I say this because we have had a stipulated definition on this. We can turn on our lights in our rooms and then turn them off. We can decide to make things happen. When we turn our lights off, we disable them. If we turn them on, we end them. So it means that to be disabled is to temporarily limit or stop something from working normally, or from functioning temporarily. So if we agree on this stipulated definition, then how are we, or how do we enable ourselves? How do we empower ourselves to enable to be free disabled, which is not, it's only limited to vision impairments? How do we respond? I am going to motivation, inspirations, and my own experiences. I promise
Well, amazing so far. I think Emmanuel is a bit frozen, but we're going to get him back so far. What do you think? What do you think so far? This guy is not reading. He's just defining what disability is from the Webster's dictionary in his head. I have to write a lot of things to remember. He's telling us so much. And what have you learned so far? What have you learned so far? Do you want to put that in the chat room right now? What have you learned so far? As Emmanuel logs back in, what have you learned so far? I'd rather you put in the chat room for now as we wait for Emmanuel to come back. So share with us what you have learned so far from this young man. And I have a few questions to start with him, but there's going to be plenty of time for you to ask all the questions that you want to ask him so far, based on what he's sharing with us. What have you learned so far? What specific thing have you learned so far? Amazing smart dude, right? I think I'm going to break protocol. Mr. Blaze from Cameroon, you want to say something? I'll give you a chance as we wait for Emmanuel. And then Grace, please get ready. Mr. Blaze, I'll give you a chance there. Do you want to unmute yourself and
Yes, thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I am really following it with keen interest because last December I did research on breaking down barriers as far as inclusive education is concerned in Cameroon. And it enlightened me so much on the issue concerning disability and how we need to help persons with disability in order that they acquire formal education. At some point, I had to confess that, in fact, all of us are disabled in one way or the other, yes. And it was so much a very revealing research, which I did for the Lillian Foundation. I did that for the Lillian Foundation. And to say the least, if I am able to have an opportunity to maybe study further, I am seriously thinking on considering education from the point of view of inclusive education as a specialty to specialize on. So I'm really following it with keen interest, and I'm very happy with what he has presented so far. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. We're going to jump to Madam Grace Anabi. Let me read one of the comments here in the chat room. Everyone is disabled in one way or the other. Even if you need to drive before you can go to work, you are disabled in that way because you need assistance. If you need assistance, then we're disabled. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a second speaker, and there'll be time to interact with Emmanuel when he's back. And this is someone I can read so much about her story. She is the first, if you like, beneficiary or scholar of the Osei-Kusi Foundation, from School for the Blind through senior high school, through university. She's a graduate teacher today. She holds a degree, Bachelor of Arts in Education. Today, she is a teacher at a place called Cape Coast in Ghana, for those who are in Ghana. And she became visually impaired at the age of 12. She's done so much for herself as a visually impaired person, making food to sell, making snacks to sell, making toffees to sell, selling charcoal, not letting anything stop her in life. And today she's also an advisory board member of this foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's make welcome one of my biggest heroes in this world, Madam Grace Anabi, to deliver the second speech. Grace, please. We can see.
Hello.
We can see and hear you, Grace. You're looking very beautiful today, Grace, as always.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. I believe by the grace of God, everyone is kicking as I do. Thank God. Okay, as this evening, I'm Grace Anabi, an advisory board member, and I will not say I've graduated or I'm no more part of OKF because Dr. Kofi Osei-Kusi is my father. So I'm always part of OKF, and I am a senior beneficiary of Osei-Kusi's foundation. As he has already said, they took care of me right from JHS, and now I've completed University of Cape Coast, and I'm holding a degree in Bachelor of Education in Arts. I am a teacher at Ednaman Senior High, Cape Coast in Elmina. All right. For me, OKF have done a lot. If I want to talk about that before I move on to the main topic, maybe my 10 minutes will even finish on whatever I want to say. So let me just end it here. As I said earlier, I am a senior beneficiary of Osei-Kusi's foundation because I grew up in an orphanage in the Volta region as an orphan, and Dr. Kofi Osei-Kusi came to pay a visit at the orphanage, and he took me as his daughter. And they took care of me, provide everything for me, and through them, God has made me who I am today. God richly bless OKF. All right, as we are talking about disability, how we all disabled and how we will learn from each other. For me, I always say, wherever I go, that I don't actually know what people have been calling disabled. That is why normally we don't allow people who call us disabled, but we prefer the word physically challenged. Disability means a lot. And when we talk of someone being disabled, it is not actual, though dictionaries has defined in so many ways. They talk about not being able in maybe part of your body, and it's how you'll be limited in moving and all those stuff. Yes, it's true. But the disability we are talking about here, or the physically challenged we are talking about, it's detailed. It means a lot. And each and every one on this earth is disabled or is physically challenged. Before I move on to my explanations and everything, I would love to recite my poem here again today, which is based on who is challenged. That is the title of my poem. And I ask, who is challenged? If you cannot see the plight of your fellow human being, then who is blind? Who is challenged? If you cannot hear the cry of your fellow human being for help, then who is deaf? Who is challenged? If you cannot speak for the vulnerable in the society, then who is dumb? Who is challenged? If you cannot stand and fight for others, for the right of others, then who is crippled? Who is challenged? If you do not care about the pile of litters and garbages in the street, then who is mentally ill? It is vividly clear that no one is normal. We are all in one way or the other challenged. Again, I ask, who is challenged? Right. So if this poem is telling us about so many things, how we can see the plight of our fellow human beings, if we cannot see that, then who is blind? So does that mean someone who don't have the physical sight is a blind person? No. That means you and I, we are blind in one way or the other. If we cannot talk for others, we cannot speak for others who are vulnerable, then who is dumb? We will not call someone who always speaks in sign language a deaf or a dumb, because we cannot hear the cry of our fellow human beings for help. And we cannot also speak for others too, the vulnerables in our society. So it is not all about someone who speaks in sign language being deaf and dumb. No. And if you cannot stand and fight for someone as well in a country, you know, there are people that's because maybe they don't have money to hire a lawyer or whoever to speak for them, no one can stand and fight for their rights. And does that mean we should call someone who is always in a wheelchair a cripple? No. The one there who can also stand and fight for the right of others is also a cripple as well. And we always walk in the street by adding litters or adding garbages to the ones in the street without advising others or without helping to make our streets clean. So why should we call someone who doesn't see things as we see it a mentally ill person? So that is always clear that everyone is challenged or disabled in one way or the other. Good. The other day I went for a program somewhere, and then as I was walking to the platform to speak, people were, I was like, oh, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing that? Or what kind of sound is that? And someone was like, oh, because of your situation. I said, because of what situation? You are in serious situation more than me, if you don't know. So with what I said, everybody kept quiet. And as I started talking, they realized what I was saying. Recently, I was teaching a colleague how to prepare a certain ice cream. And she was, hey, madam, are you sure you can't see? And I asked her a question. What did we see with? We look with our eyes. We don't see with our eyes. We see with the brain. So the fact that the sight is not functioning well doesn't mean I can see. I can see. So long as I can detect or I can know who is talking by the voice, I can see. And so long as I can do whatever a seeing person can do, that means I am not blind, but I am just having a challenge in parts of my body. And that challenge, everyone is having some. If we talk about you being a disabled, it is not only talking about being blind, crippled, or maybe deaf and dumb, or any other thing, no. But if someone knows how to prepare wache, or someone knows how to prepare a certain food, and you don't know how to prepare it, mind you, you are disabled in that aspect because you don't know it. And it has limited you in that aspect. So you are also, that moment, you are a disabled. So as you can learn how to prepare that food, or you can learn how to do that thing, and then later you will also be proud, oh yeah, for now I know how to do this, I know. That is the same way we can also make it if we want to. That is the exact way we can also make it if we want to. That is why I always advise my colleagues that they shouldn't limit themselves. They shouldn't bring themselves down, because I believe that so long as God has created us in his own image, whatever you want to do, there is nothing impossible with mankind. If only you want to, and you have made an effort, you can. I remember the first time I was learning pastries from a friend. She asked me, the first time I was able to prepare donuts, she asked me, hey, how do you manage to know you took baking powder? How do you manage to know this is margarine and egg? How do you manage to know? I said, oh, please. At first, I was disabled in preparing donuts because I don't know the things to prepare. But now I'm able because I've learned
I'm clapping for you, Grace.
and I know
I'm just
how
clapping
to
for you.
prepare
Carry on.
it. All right. So if you just talk about a disabled person being a physically challenged, I will boldly tell you that in one way or the other, it is not right because we are all disabled. So if you want to learn from each other, now I am coming to the main topic. If we want to learn from a disabled or a physically challenged person, how are we going to do it? Especially in Ghana here, we normally look down on someone who is challenged in part of the body. Maybe when you are blind, you are there for dumb, you are crippled. We normally look down on such people. But I will boldly prove to you today that it will be better you get closer to such people, and it will help you to learn more. Because the other day, I was walking with a friend, and she was complaining bitterly about some things, and I said, oh, wow. Then let me just help you to overcome these challenges. And she asked me how. I said, good, just come and see me in the evening. So she came, and I told her that, okay, for now, my fridge is full. For a long time, I don't have a fridge. But if you have a fridge, I'm coming to teach you how to prepare an ice cream and then a certain drink. And with that, you are closer to a school. So anytime you do that, the children will buy, and definitely you will get what to cater for yourself each and every day. And aside that, I also taught her how to prepare liquid soap. So after I finished teaching over 10 minutes, she couldn't talk. And I asked her, what's the problem? Why can't you talk? She was amazed. She was so much surprised how I managed to know that, okay, this liquid soap, I'm coming to teach you, this is the base. You add your salt, you add this, you add your booster, your thickener, your this, and then you add your vitamin E. Then that will be the shower gel. And without the vitamin E, it will be a liquid soap. It will be this. After I finished teaching her, she was so much surprised. And then I will let you know that disability is not inability. I always get annoyed when I see people having physically challenged situation like blindness or being crippled, and they will be begging with it. I always get angry when I see them, because disability is not inability. You can do it if you want to. For me, I always learn everything. Recently, a friend paid us a visit, and he was just telling me, oh, okay, for you, I know you can prepare banku, so today I'll eat fried rice. I said, oh, no problem. I just put on my apron, and he was just standing there looking at me. I had my egg, I had my carrots, everything around me, and he was just looking at me, preparing the fried rice. And when I finished, he just tasted one spoon, and he screamed. I was like, hey, he was asking me whether this one too, I know how to do it. I said, Mother, disability is not inability. I learned it because I know I can do it, and I'm doing it. And he spoke a lot that day. He didn't even know what to say. Therefore, I will plead with you, and then everybody listening to me this moment, to have it at the back of our minds that each and every one is disabled. And also, let me conclude by this. I am still writing another poem. I am not yet done, but I will brief you about it. That poem is entitled, Challenge is an Opportunity. I always say challenge is an opportunity, or disability is an opportunity, because challenge is only a problem if it cannot be addressed. And challenge too, I always say that the sun comes peeping in the morning, and the moon comes brightening in the night. In fact, I always say that as the days culminate to weeks, and to months, months to years, man born of a woman can never escape challenges. You can never escape challenges, because challenges will keep on coming as and when it wants to come. And also, a challenge is a challenge when you cannot address it, or when it cannot be addressed. That makes it a challenge. But a challenge it's not a challenge, it is rather an opportunity that can bring up a new innovation. Therefore, challenge is an opportunity. It is not a problem. It is not a problem, it is an opportunity. That is what I always say. I am not done writing that poem, I just brief you about it. So please, my fathers, my mothers, and then sisters and brothers, we should try our possible best to have it at the back of our mind that disability is not inability, and challenge is an opportunity, but not a problem. Thank you very much for giving me this time today. And I am very, very excited because I always platforms like this to speak out to people, for them to stop looking at us in a different manner, because we are not different human beings. We are all the same, because everybody is disabled in one way or the other. Thank you very much.
Many thanks, Grace. And well, everyone is clapping for you, I'm telling you. And you know what? I didn't realize I was so disabled, in the sense that I didn't even know that we didn't see with our eyes, but we actually see with our brains. Wow. You, Grace. So I'm going to be going to Dr. Yuki in Japan, and then we go to Madam Sika. But before we go to Dr. Yuki, can you say your poem again? Because everyone is calling for it. You're going to need to copyright it, but please tell us your poem again in 1 minute as I go over to Dr. Yuki, then Madam Sika, and then I'll go to our watchman in the US. Yes.
All right. The poem is entitled, Who is Challenged? Again, I ask, who is challenged? If you cannot see the plight of your fellow human being, then who is blind? Who is challenged? If you cannot hear the cry of your fellow human being for help, then who is deaf? Who is challenged? If you cannot speak for the vulnerable in the society, then who is dumb? Who is challenged? If you cannot stand and fight for the right of others, then who is crippled? Who is challenged? If you do not care for the pile of litters and garbages in the street, then who is mentally ill? It is vividly clear that no one is normal. We are all in one way or the other challenged. Again, I ask, who is challenged? Thank you.
All right, guys. Phenomenal, Grace. I'm going to add that to your name. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go straight over to that beautiful nation of Japan. To a wonderful lady. And I should say I have known this lady for many, many years. It's good to have friends, and they have friends, not just in the short term, but friends that goes on many years. I've known her for more than 18 to 19 years. And look, today we have the most amazing people in the world. I can read her profile up, down, backwards. She holds a special PhD, and she's a manager in Japan. She's traveled a lot around the world, but quite in Africa as well. And she speaks one Ghanaian language so fluently, yet she learned it only in a couple of months. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. I'm disabled with languages, ladies and gentlemen. I'm super disabled with languages. And I know a lot of you are disabled with languages as well. Mr. Martin, you are very disabled in the French language. Can you speak a lot of French? I'm worrying my boss today. Well, you're probably disabled in some languages as well, as long as you can speak it. Let me not take the time. Let's go over to Japan. Dr. Yuki.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for your kind introduction, Dr. Kofi Osei-Kusi, my wonderful friend and the teacher as well.
Of course.
Again, my name
One
is
second.
Yukio
Look,
Oda.
I'm too excited. I didn't say everything. She is an advisory board member of OKF, and she also is a club member, and so she's supposed to work, and so she deserves a lot of credit. Please, can we applaud her as she starts her speech in the chat room? Back to you, Dr. Yuki.
Thank you so much. That makes me feel so shy though. Thank you again. And this is a wonderful opportunity, which I really appreciate that I can be with you. I would like to share my short point presentation so that I can explain what I would like to share with you. So just a second. Please, can you see?
Yes, we can see. Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. So my short talk and the brief mini exercise is titled Drawing Map Exercise, knowing different ways of understanding our world. And I brought this title because as Dr. Osei-Kusi said, I have been working with different type of the people from different parts of the world, different social economic background. And I came to realize that if we meet with different people, including different type of challenges, as Auntie Grace just mentioned, and as Mr. Emmanuel just mentioned. So, and talking or communicating with different people, with each other, is a great way of learning different ways of understanding our world. And why is it? I like to start sharing with a small experience of myself. Actually, I started my career as a researcher. I was doing PhD researches in Accra, Ghana, and I was doing the homestay with one Ghanaian family. And during that course, of course, I was speaking Japanese, my language, and I spoke a bit of English. And then because of my research, which I was conducting in Accra, the southern part of Ghana, I started speaking a bit of Twi. And meka Twi kakra bi. Na me say kakra kakra.
Abraham Pacho, 1 second. Abraham Pacho, 1 second. You can say okay, tree. I don't go for one tiasi. Me Pacho research. Ni tree. Aye, day.
Hey. Asemuni. Na maye mpensa mu.
Ubaya
Afa
pense wo Ghana. Ah, okay.
Me parjan.
If you move to Ghana, tree crown to me. I mean, sure. All right. Well, back to you.
Thank you. Medawasi. So, though my host mother, this is my mother in the picture, and this is me, young me, those days. And my mother was from northern part of Ghana, Tamale. So she spoke Dabani. And then one day, one girl came to join us, came to stay with us. She came from the same village as my mother. So she only speaks Dabani. She didn't understand Japanese, she didn't understand English, she didn't understand Twi. And here was this conversation. My Ghanaian mother told her, "Oh girl, Yuki doesn't speak. Yuki is my name," how she was calling me. "Girl, Yuki doesn't speak our Dabani language, okay?" And can you imagine what she said? "Hey ma, so she doesn't speak a language?" I said, "What?" And it was a big surprise for me, actually. You can imagine. Because to me, it was she who didn't speak a language because she only understood Dabani. But to her, Dabani was the only language. So to her, me not speaking Dabani means that I cannot speak any language. So I said, wow. So this is a truth of the world as well. Maybe I might be thinking that she doesn't understand the language, but actually it wasn't true. It's me who was not understanding her language. And I think this type of things are happening in different parts of the world. You being in Africa, many of you are in Africa, I think. So maybe you have also experienced this kind of things in different places. And here is another groundbreaking experience for me. When I came back to Japan, I joined one program called Dialogue in the Dark. And this was another great experience. The reason was that here in this Dialogue in the Dark program, we participants who visually see the world joins the workshop where it is dark. It's completely dark. You see nothing at all. And we felt so unconscious. We couldn't see, we couldn't move. We have to try to, touch the other person, try to talk, try to, we are so afraid of everything because we couldn't visually see. And then however, there was a guiding people. Please have a look at the picture, second from the right. This is the group of the people who are in the workshop. You see me on the left, but you can see two gentlemen sitting here with the dark black t-shirts. They are physically blind. I would say, sorry, it is or the visually challenged, seeing difficulties. And they were great leaders for us because they could see anything, everything. So they were the great guider. They are guiding us for everything. We were only following them. And it was really a wonderful experience because we could see that what we were seeing with the eyes was not all the things that makes the world. We had to feel, we have to hear, we have to sense. And there are different words altogether. Even in Japan, people tend to think that people with physical challenges can be like, some people may feel sorry for them. Some people may feel that, we have to put charity, these kind of things. Some people may suddenly enough look down on them. However, it's just that we don't know how to see the world in different way. We just don't know the different kind of language that they speak in bracket. So it was a wonderful experience actually. So that led me to this short exercise thing. I would like to introduce and try with you a small exercise. The purpose is to know the different ways of understanding our world. In many cases, we understand our world by our eyes. We see. Like when we understand something, we see that you, me, we see. But actually, there are different ways of understanding the world, I think. And just like Anti-Grace said, you can see the world with brains. That is a wonderful word. So the first exercise, I actually need a kind support from Mr. Emmanuel and Auntie Grace, actually. I'd like you to kindly explain how is your regular route, for example, from your house to the nearest bus stop, or from your house to maybe your school, your office. And can we try to listen to them and see how can they really see by their brain? I think there is some secret. So I'd like to ask for that secret to be discovered to us. And also let us try and find what are new findings for us. And then after doing this, maybe we can try and do it together by ourselves. Maybe I'll ask for a kind volunteer from one of you. And so that we can also try to explain to them our regular route in a way it can be seen with the brains. Can we try that? Okay. Please, may I ask for your kind help? May I ask your help, Auntie Grace or Brother Emmanuel?
Ima, are you able to help to start with? Ima, are you there? Are you back? Okay, Grace is here. Okay, wonderful, Grace. But please unmute yourself.
Yes. Hello.
Wonderful. So I think Dr. Yuki has a question for you about describing your regular routes, maybe from home to work. Dr. Yuki, please, back to you. Can you ask Grace the question?
Yes. Auntie Grace, I need your kind help. Can you describe us how is your regular route from your home?
Okay.
Yes, from your doorstep to the nearest bus station, for example. How do you go to work?
All right. Thank you. I'm very glad you asked this question because it was already in my mind. All right. You know, that's what I said that we see with the brain. That is why in our house, I know where my kitchen is. My kitchen, I know where everything is. I know my bathhouse. I scrub my bathhouse myself. I mop. I do everything myself. And I know that right from my hall to the porch, I have 3 steps in front of the porch. I descend the steps. I move to the left a little, about 4 to 5 steps. Then I move to my right again. As I walk to that direction, I go straight to the roadside to pick a car to work. So when I get to the roadside, I pick a car, and the car always alights me at the school gate. And when they alight me at the school gate, I walk straight, maybe, let me say, about 15 feet. Yeah, when I walk 15 footsteps, then I branch to the left. That one, I will not branch again, walk straight to the Form 1 classes. When I move to the Form 1 classes on my left, the classes down there, we have Acts 1 to 6. And every day with the class I teach. So if today, Monday, I have at 5 from 7:30 to 9:30. So in the morning, when it's 7:30 and I'm able to move to the classrooms, I count the class by touching the walls. So I know that the feed room is at 5. Then I move to my class. That is why I said we see with the brain. We don't see with our sight. Because without the sight, if I can still wash, mop, clean, cook, do everything, walk to my class, then without the sight, there is nothing wrong. I'm still kicking, you know. So since the brain is intact, everything is intact. So we see with the brain. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Grace. Grace, I have a question. You pick a car. How can you pick the car, please?
All right. In my area, when I walk to the roadside, you know, when the cars are coming, I normally hear the sound. So I use my hand to stop them. And when it's full, they will not stop. But when it's not full, they stop. And then they ask me where I'm going. Then I tell them, oh, maybe I'm going to the school, and I will alight at the gates. So they pick me from that place, and then they alight me at the gates. Yeah, that's how I pick the cars.
Thank you so much. So you hear the sound. I'm amazed that you can differentiate the sound of the car picking, you know, that you are alighting, and other type of the cars that you are not looking for.
When it's a car I'm supposed to pick, I know you can normally detect it with the sound and how they are moving, because when they are moving to pick people, they are not normally on speed. Yeah, but when it's someone's private car, that one too, you get the sound of the car and how they are moving. So you will know that actually this is not a car that picks people by the roadside, or this is the car that picks people by the roadside. You will know if only you are sharp, Yeah.
Grace, this is amazing. So you can even tell the difference between a private car and a commercial car just by listening. Amazing.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. I was
Wonderful,
disabled, but right now I'm learning.
Please, Auntie Grace, my last question, please.
All right.
To me, if I were you, the moment I alight from the bus or the car, I won't see where is my left, where is my right, because I will think that this is the left, but how left?
Okay, thank you. That one, I say normally there are some things when you are not in the situation, it is quite difficult, but when you are in it, it comes automatically. For me, when the car moves from where I used to pick it, it goes straight and then it branches before alighting me at the gate. When it branches and alights me at the gate, I know when I get down from the other door, which is my left side, I know I've alighted at the left side and that I have to move straight. But when I alight at the other door, which is my right side, there is a gutter right beside me. I have to cross before moving straight to the campus inside. So that is how I used to detect when I alight, depending on where I alight at or the door I pass through, I know whether I'm on the right or left, and I know how to move. Yeah, that's it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I also heard that sometimes you may feel some wind passing in certain areas, or you hear something, you smell something.
Yes.
Do you use that kind of senses as part of your map as well?
Yes, please. Not always. You use it, but not always, because sometimes it depends on how maybe where the wind is blowing to, or maybe the time. So those things, they are being used, but not all that effective, because a wind can blow to a certain direction, but not always. So you can't use that one to actually get the right direction, but also you use it sometimes depending on maybe the situation or where you are staying. That also helps sometimes.
That is wonderful. Thank you. It is so educative. Thank you so much. Please, do we have Mr. Emmanuel as well? Or not really? Okay, then please, I would like to ask for somebody who can volunteer to try to explain his or her route, the regular route to Auntie Grace, and see whether she feels that she can reach to the place that she wants to lead to. Please, may I have somebody?
Any volunteer on the line, please? Anyone? So we can get to Madam Shika. Anyone, please? We need a volunteer, or should we put out a name? Any volunteer?
Or if you can kindly name Dr.
I should name someone. Please put up your hand if you want to volunteer.
Mr. John?
Oh, yes, Mr. John is up.
Mr.
Yes,
John.
Honorable, actually. Yes, Honorable John, please. Honorable John, please unmute yourself. Thank you. Dr. Yuku, please ask. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Honorable, can you please unmute yourself and try to explain?
Honorable, please, can you hear us? Yes, unmuted, yes.
Yes. Can I go ahead? You see, I like the last question that doctor asked with regards to the wind, the air, and of course smell. Persons who have lost their vision have the remaining senses, and that is hearing, that is taste, that is kinesthetic sensation. Kinesthetic sensation is about the movement, and that is a muscular movement. For example, if I'm climbing a hill, you find some movement. Nobody tells you that you're climbing a hill. And when you're coming down the hill, you have another feeling. So with regards to the wind or the air, if you get under a mango tree, the place is airy. So it becomes a very important landmark. Then from that mango tree, you are looking at the road on which you are. Is it rough? Is it smooth? Is it grass? Is it grassy and all that? So that also gives you information.
That is wonderful.
Then as you go along,
thank you.
There may be a toilet around. There's some kind of smell which is very particular, which is peculiar to that toilet. So that also gives you some kind of information. So with people who are visually impaired, they still make use of their remaining senses. The remaining senses are not gone. The remaining senses are very useful to them. And it doesn't come just within a day. It goes through training. I was just going to ask Sister Grace. For example, if you're taken away from that environment, how are you going to make your route? That is where the remaining senses will come in, and to involve a lot of
Okay, thank you so much. In this way, could you describe your regular route from your home, your house, to the nearest bus stop?
Also has a role to play.
Honorable, you can unmute yourself. Dr. Yuki has a question for you. So if you could kindly address the question for us. She's asking how, if you can describe your route, the way, yeah. Doctor, please restate your question. Thank you.
Yes, so this exercise too, if you could kindly try to describe your regular route from your home, your doorstep, to the nearest bus station, and try to guide Auntie Grace. Honorable, could you try?
Honorable, can you unmute yourself, or anyone? If you are going to guide Grace in your house, what would you say? Okay, Hulda, please go for it. How would you guide Grace from your house to the roadside over the phone? If you were telling her over the phone, Grace called you, or you were out and you were guiding her on the phone, that from you are in my house, this is how you're going to come out, what would you say? Please go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, so I don't have a gate. So right from my door, you take your left and descend down a very short pavement.
Short pavement. What is short?
Short, like, I don't know how to describe it. All I know is that it's short. So you descend down a very short pavement, then you go straight for like a minute and turn left again, go straight for like 3 minutes, turn right, and go straight for like 5 minutes. Then you get to the bus. No, 5 minutes and left again. Then the bus stop is just at your immediate left. Yes, I don't count the number of steps. I just use the number, like the number of minutes. That's all.
Great, thank you so much. Auntie Grace, you have any questions? Or do you feel that you can go there?
Oh, really, with the minutes she's talking about anyway, it will be a little bit difficult giving a direction with a minute. like 3 minutes, 1 minute, it will be a little bit difficult. But maybe when you tell the person, maybe you can walk about 3 steps forward, then you move to the right or something. That one would be a little bit better than a minute, 2 or 3. And about the wind, Dr. or Mr. John also talked about. It was, that's why I said it is not always something you can use, because maybe for my route, for instance, there's a woman who used to prepare rice there in the morning. So sometimes you can detect maybe the roadside with the smell of the rice or something. But what if you are coming back from school in the afternoon? She's no more there. So that's why I said, yes, we use those things, but it's normally don't help, or not all the time. Because that thing, if you are using the smell of something, or it can, how will I say it? Maybe they can live there, or that thing can be cleared off there within a short moment, and you miss your way. So yours is to picture the route in your mind. You know, from here, I move to the right, I'm going here, and this and that, but you don't normally follow the smell or winds or whatever.
Well said, Grace. Well said, Grace. Because of time, I'm just going to put this on hold a little bit. And well said, Dr. Yuki. I must commend you, Dr. Yuki. I can't take credit for this discussion, because this idea of this sort of discussion actually came from Dr. Yuki. And so please, let's applaud her. We're going to take some questions, but let's please quickly go to our final speaker, who will speak to us for about 10 minutes. And you're going to find a different style of speaking here, but this is an amazing lady. First of all, I want to thank her for being not just a resource person involved in OKF one way or the other, but also one of our club members, one of our most consistent club members who contributes financially into the development of young people. And she is a deaf advocate. She's a media person. She's a social worker. She's the vice president of the Voices of Women with Disabilities. She's an OKF club member, and she's involved in many different ways. And I'll let her say the rest. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's kindly welcome Madam Akusika Nukunu Deku. Sika, please, over to you. Atta, are you here? Atta and Sika? Good. I think I can see Sika now. And Sika is speaking through a sign language interpreter. So she signs, and then the interpreter speaks. Yes, I can't see. Okay, go ahead.
Good evening.
Translator, I think your internet is not very sharp.
And
I think we're having a challenge with the sound. I don't know if other people can hear well. I'm sorry. I think please relook at it. We'll give you a few minutes. At this time, if you don't mind, can we open the floor for questions whilst I thought just take 3 minutes to reset the internet. We know internet is not always reliable, but have we enjoyed ourselves so far? Can I hear your feedback in the chat room? Have you enjoyed yourself so far? And can you pop up your hand? We can take questions for Dr. Yuki, for Emmanuel, and for Grace. So please, it's a great time to ask your questions. I have some questions, but you first. So please pop up your hand if you want to ask your question now. Whilst we give 3 minutes to, yes. Please pop up your hand if you're ready for a question. Any questions yet? Okay, well, we have a question from Honorable. Honorable, please, do you want to ask your question?
Doctor, thank you for the opportunity. I wanted to find out from Emmanuel, what has been the reception from employers? Because he says it's a programmer. Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Hello.
Emmanuel,
Hello.
Do you get any jobs to do? And I'm just wondering how people see you when you apply for any job.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Thank you so much. So currently, I have been working with a startup company called Credma Global, and then I am their only back-end developer. We actually lack front-end developers. My vision does not allow them be a full stack developer concept. So we've been hiring freelancers from Pakistan, India, and then with the front end. So currently, I am working with a remote freelancer, and then we work remotely. So I only belong to one startup company, and I do not have any job opportunities for now. So yeah, that's what I can say.
Okay, thank you, Ima.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions, please? Well, Grace, earlier on, there was a question for you about if you miss your, like the car dropping you, if it went past the junction, how do you find your way back? I think that was a basic question, but do you want to address that?
Okay, yes, please. Normally, when I pick a car, I know the distance from maybe my end to the junction. I know the distance, or to the gate, I know the distance. So when that distance that I had in my mind is being passed or something, then I know the driver is taking me maybe away, or the driver is passing by my junction, then I draw his attention. So if it is not all that far from my junction, I walk back to the school. Or if it is far too, then I have to. But normally I've not experienced them taking me far, because immediately you get to my junction, I detect it and I tell you to alight me. So I don't normally I've not really realized such a thing before because I know the distance. Yeah. Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, can we kindly go to the US to Mr. Martin? Mr. Martin, please. He's our board chairman for OKF USA. And Mr. Martin, please, I think we will have you speak now whilst we wait for.
Let's give it up for them. Let's give it up for them. Let's give it up for them. What an insightful presentation. I think that instead of using my 3 minutes, I'm going to yield to Grace and Emmanuel to keep educating us. This is amazing. And full disclaimer, I am disabled and I'm not ashamed. I am very disabled. It's an insightful presentation. A quick Grace, if you have not been told by my boss and Auntie Nina, I quoted you in my second book, and I tell you, all the royalties will come to you and OKF.
Wow.
A full disclaimer, yeah. I quoted you, I called them, I said, hey, I need this quote from Grace Anabi, and I'm just going to quote her on this subject that I was writing on, and I did that. And you are such an inspiration. God bless you. And what you do, you just inspired those of us who thought that we are 100% cut for this world, that we are not doing anything at all. We are not doing anything at all. I'm very, very impressed with the answers you gave, and Emmanuel, for what you are doing. It's amazing. A quick update from the US. Growth is a must for every living thing. We just heard from these three amazing people. Dr. Yuki, you are not part of it because your levels are different, so you are not part of them. So I'm giving the credit to Ima and then Grace. But Grace is not. Growth is not automatic. It has to be intentional, and we can tell from the presentation this evening that Grace is growing her abilities in every front to be able to navigate her way, and even making ice cream. Honestly, if to boil an egg, I sometimes burn it. So I'm just impressed. You do ice cream and you do all this good stuff. This is incredible. Yeah, it's incredible. From the US side, we are growing, and I am happy to announce to everyone on the call that we are 5103C. Somebody will ask a question, what does that mean? If you are 5103C in the US, that meant that you are recognized by the US IRS, Internal Revenue Service, and you are able to seek funding from organizations, individuals, and every other person or anything, any organization at all, any enterprise at all. So provided it's legal enterprise in the USA, you can seek funding from. And I'm happy to announce that OKF USA has been approved, and we are certified to go for funding anywhere. So if you know any of your family members in this side of the world, please they can go to okfusa.org, okfusa.org, and on the right tablet, on the right far corner of the website, they can donate, and then they get their receipts, tax exempt receipts, and they can keep it on their files or on their tax record for the year, and then they can submit when they are filing their taxes. It's tax exempt, which meant that if you give us $100,000 this year, you can do a tax deduction on it. You can claim it back. So if you know anybody in the USA, please make sure that you relay this information to them. It's okfusa.org, and you can donate from there. We have also payment gateway that you can do a test to give. We've tried it. Our account is open to the test to give. So if anybody do a test to give, you test to that very number, you get a link, you fill it with your debit card or your credit card, and then you get your receipt on your email or the information that you enter either via SMS or anything that method you will use. And then finally, because we want to grow and we want to help people like what OKF has done with Emmanuel and Grace and Abby's and all these wonderful, wonderful people, we want to grow in numbers. So we are asking that if you know anybody in the US, please just let them know that OKF is doing an amazing. I am just amazed the work that OKF team does, and we want to encourage people that they become partners with us. So we are going to an aggressive mode of reaching out to get partners to support this great vision that Dr. Kusi and his team is embarking on in Africa. That is my update, and I yield back if there's any time left for Grace and Emmanuel to keep educating us.
Thank you very much to Mr. Bill in the US. He's so passionate about the work of OKF, and not just passionate, but always supporting. This is not a fundraising, so I wasn't going to let him talk about who should give. This is just a time to learn and to go away. And you know, I think especially in Africa, we get too bombarded with give everywhere you go. It's fine to have a day when no one is asking you to give anything. Just come and receive. Just come and receive inspiration and encouragement. But yes, our boss has reminded us about why and how we can give. Thank you very much. All right, so have you had fun so far? If you have a question, please do pop up your hand. We have a few minutes to go, so I'm going to start by asking for final words from each of our speakers, but you can always raise your hand and ask them any question that you want to ask. Unfortunately, we've had some internet challenges, but hey, that cannot mar the lessons that we have learned tonight. So let's start with Emmanuel, please, your final words, and then Grace, and I hope when we get to Madam Sika, she is signing with an interpreter, but the sound from the interpreter is not very clear. So hopefully that gets fixed. Emmanuel, we are coming back to you, please.
Okay, thank you so much for everything. It's been so fun, but then we've experienced network hitches, so I've been unable to articulate my points very well. It is my ultimate hope the next time we organize, we experience a good internet, so presentations and everything will be successful. But I encourage everyone, since we are disabled, we are all disabled in one way or the other, and we are here to learn from each other. Let us try our best possible to bring forth what is within us, because when we bring forth what is within us, that is going to make us reach the acme of success. On the other hand, when we do not bring forth what is within us, what we do not bring forth is going to destroy us. I encourage everyone who attended this virtual conference. I say gracias, muchísimas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Emma, before you go off, can you tell us in 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes, how did you become visually impaired? How? When did it happen? Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, thank you, Doc. So I became visually impaired at an early age when I was 4. And because I was very, very juvenescent, the circumstances surrounding my condition of becoming vision impaired is quite not clear to me. What I knew is I became visually impaired around 2003, 2004, and I underwent surgery, and it became a bit better. as time went on, my vision kept depreciating. It kept decreasing, and then finally it was off. So it's quite unclear to me the circumstances, what happened. Surgeries proved futile. There was no medical ophthalmological report suggesting I'm suffering from cataract, glaucoma, or any disease that is associated with vision. So that's my brief answer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Finally, would you want to take a moment just to help us say thank you to our club members who are on the line today, who have helped us do the work that we have been able to do? Can you let them know how OKF's work has helped you come this far? Can you help us say thank you to club members who are with us today?
That's what.
I always would want to congratulate everyone who contributes to OKF to make it a success, who makes it possible to empower young people, individuals, anyone. It does not matter whether you contribute financially, physically, whether in kind, cash, with your in any way that everyone helps. I say that your contribution, your support, your donation is not in vain. It is actually changing life. It is making an enormous transformation to people. As small as we may be, we are impacting lots of life. I was even mesmerized when I heard OKF has transformed over 500,000 young people in Ghana and then across the world. So I urge everyone to keep encouraging, support any way possible that you can help make this a foundation a success. I congratulate every one of you. I am in fact lost for words, and then I'm short for words, so I can say your contribution is ineffable, and then I say felicitations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Brilliant young man. To Grace, please, your final words. Mr. Ike, I will take your question, but let's go to Grace. Grace, your final words, please.
Okay, thank you very much once again. As I said earlier, I'm writing my second poem, which is challenge is an opportunity, but not a problem. I will urge everybody listening to me that we should please try our possible best by educating people out there that disability is not inability. And we should also let them know, most of them don't know about us. So it makes some decisions or some things quite difficult for us out there, because I quite remember when I was to go out to do my national service. I was first posted to Tuasi Senior High at Kumasi. And when I went there to submit my national service letter, the head there just looked at me and told the secretary, ENG will be say down. That means we've not taken such a person before. And I asked myself, if you've not taken such a person before, I think the best thing is for you taking my letter, accepting me to come and teach there, for you to know what I can do and who I am. But with that, they refuse. So my letter has to be changed. I have to be changed to a different school to go and do my service. And it repeated itself when I was being posted to a school at Viviani. They also did the same thing, that I had to be reposted to Empower Senior High. That was where I taught for 3 years before I took transfer to Ednaman back again. So please, we should try and educate people out there. We should let them know that challenge is an opportunity, but not a problem. It is only a problem when it cannot be addressed. So we should also let people know that disability is not inability. The fact that the person is disabled in one way or the other doesn't mean the person cannot do something, because disability simply means not being able to do something in a certain aspect. And we are all disabled, because no one can tell me that he or she knows everything on this earth. No, definitely you are disabled in an aspect. So we should try our possible best and educate people out there. And also, if we get some platforms, I will plead with you to maybe invite. For me, I'm trying to do that by speaking to people when they invite me to churches to advise the youth on life. And also people invite me to advise the women fellowships at churches. I do try to educate people on physically challenged or being disabled. So I will plead with you, if maybe you have some chances or opportunities like that, you can please invite us, either me or Emmanuel, to come and educate people on disability, to let them know that it is not inability and that everybody is disabled in one way or the other. And I'll also plead with OKF USA, that since maybe, I don't know whether they are the seniors or we are the seniors, but I believe we are the seniors. So we, the Ghana OKF is a senior. So probably I think we can plan something like maybe once a while, they invite some of us, the senior beneficiaries, to come and advise those there too, and people out there to know what OKF have done in Ghana here. And then I think that will push them, or we will impact on them to support the foundation more, so that those out there too can benefit. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Well said, well said. Great, you should get your passport ready. Madam Shika, please, are you online? Are you online, Madam Shika, please? Atta and Shika, please come online now, and yeah.
Still.
I think they're still having challenges because of time. Let's go to Dr. Yuki, please. Dr. Yuki, your final words, please.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Please, is it okay now?
Yes, we can hear you a bit. Yes, please go on. Sorry. Dr. Yuki, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I just would like to say big thank you to everybody, including our wonderful panelists. We were able to learn so many things, and I wanted to talk a few words, but actually everything has been already said by Auntie Grace and Vera Emmanuel, which is really wonderful and so much enlightening. We are so glad, I am so glad and honored to be here, educating ourselves, learning together as the same human being who is disabled. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Thank you.
Oh, thank you more, Dr. Yuki. Thank you. You're just amazing. Thank you so much. I'd like to invite our programs manager at OKF to help us say thank you to all of you for making time to be on this call. Most of you have been on for 2 hours, and I'm sure you've learned a lot already. So please, may I invite Deborah? Deborah, are you online right now to help us say thank you? Is Deborah online? A programs officer at OKF, programs manager. She was online earlier. Well, let's invite Miss Nina from OKF and Pali. Pali, to bring us a greeting from Pali, please. Thank you. Please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. I think today is the worst internet day, right? But it is of our inspiration.
We're stuck.
Yes.
I'm actually muted. Can you hear me, please?
We can hear you now.
Awesome, awesome. And I was saying it's been a fantastic time with all our star scholars. It's been a time of great learning. Thank you so much. It's been good seeing Dr. Yuki again. Dr. Yuki is so lovely. It's always delightful seeing you. And my big boss, Mr. Bio. Mr. Bio, you've been highly missed. We miss you so much. It's been a time of measured exercises, mental and measured exercises, actually. It takes you through a very mental road, a landscape of, the life of our star scholars, very graphical, demonstrations that's been giving and then puts us in a very humble place where those of us who can see and we get up and go about our businesses each and every day, it brings you to a very humble place. So I want to say that I've learned so much personally, and I trust that everybody else has. And one thing that Grace said about tonight was about challenge and challenge bringing innovation. And I would like to say that OKF is always evolving, and OKF evolved to the point where we've also given birth to the Pan-African Leadership Institute. The reason I'm linking it to it is for good leadership, especially in Africa, on the continent of Africa. And that challenge has been, is being taken care of in terms of leadership where the Pan-African Leadership Institute is concerned. And this is where we concern ourselves. We focus on training and developing, conscientious, entrepreneurial, and holistic leaders. If you are a leader and if you are aspiring to be a leader in your capacity, wherever you may find yourself, the best place to be is the Pan-African Leadership Institute. We've got a fantastic an actively growing alumni of executive students from all around the world, over 29 countries, made up of people from diverse professions, health professionals, religious leaders, business owners, youth leaders, statesmen and women, and also keeping our focus on innovation. We offer executive professional courses such as our corporate leadership, entrepreneurial leadership, philanthropic leadership course, and presently we're just about to wrap up our political leadership course. And for that, it has been finished. It has been one of its kind in the world, because I don't think there's anywhere in the world where you could have gotten what our politicians and aspiring politicians are getting right now, and you can't get it anywhere else but the Pan-African Leadership Institute. So please take your time and visit us on our website. There's the www.panafricanleadership.institute. Just take out some time, scroll through, get to see what we do and the courses that we offer and how you can come on board. We should be having our PMBA, personal MBA, in the months of October and November this year, 2022. That is our next course, and I will encourage you to enroll, because it is a phenomenal course that gives leaders a global perspective of MBA program from the best Ivy League schools. So you do not want to miss out on this. Whatever cost there is it's nothing compared to what you're going to get. So once again, kudos to you all, Emmanuel. So awesome hearing your voice. And Grace, you look so beautiful tonight. And thank you for all that you do. And thank you for just being who you are. And thank you for sharing your life experiences with each and everyone here tonight. So thank you. Thank you, Doc.
Amazing. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. I won't forgive myself if I don't do this. Mr. Isaac Aite, you raised your hand earlier. Did you have a question, please, before we close? Mr. Isaac Aite, please. You raised your hand earlier, and I promise I'll let you ask your question.
Yes, thank you very much, Doc. I don't know if that was my network, but I will still ask. I heard a lot from Auntie Grace and Brahima, but one thing I didn't hear was the challenges they faced. I mean, I heard a lot about the motivational aspect of their lifestyle, which I've added it up. So the second question, I think, was partly answered by Auntie Grace, to which I wanted to find out how can we also be of help to our neighboring disabled environments, including I. I'm saying this because I also face the same problem when I was studying the language in Russian. And my first time learning this, I failed completely. I mean, we were writing an exam in a Russian language, which the score came and it wasn't encouraging. I realized I was disabled in that language just because of today's program. It took an intervention of someone who understood I needed help. Auntie Grace and the likes to which OKF has helped, I believe, are fortunate to find themselves well educated and well knowledgeable in areas like this. But I want to find out what of those that are not getting people like you and the foundation to be of help to. How can they also realize their potentials and also face the world as Auntie Grace and the likes have? Thank you very much.
Great question, sir. A fantastic question. I'm going to get them to answer that. I saw online at least two more of our other scholars. I saw Mr. Akwete, Joseph Akwete, who is physically challenged. He's a student of the Kwame Nkrumah University, KNUST in Kumasi, Ghana. I saw you on the line making a comment, one of our fantastic scholars as well. I saw another amazing scholar, Martha, but I'm not going to get them to speak because the next growth seminar will have a different set of our scholars coming to speak and coming to share their stories. But I entirely agree with you, Mr. Aite. They have amazing stories. And Grace, I know we're way beyond time, but I'm sure that the ladies and gentlemen online right now wouldn't mind an extra maybe 3-4 minutes. They need to hear your story, Grace, how you sold charcoal, how all that you've gone through when you were a student, the pocket money that we would give you, you saved some to buy underwears and so on, so you can sell. So you're doing business to push yourself through. Can you, in 1 minute, tell us some of the challenges that you have been through? I think people need to hear that before they go. So Grace, we're putting you back on the line to tell us your challenges, maybe in about a minute, and then Emmanuel as well. And then we'll ask Grace to say a prayer as we close. Thank you, Grace. Can you be honest and share some of your challenges with us? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much once again. As I started talking earlier, I made mention of me being an orphan, and I grew up in an orphanage in the Volta region, and I became blind at the age of 12, and it wasn't easy because you can imagine being in an orphanage. You are not the only person. there are other people there, orphans there. And outside that, you becoming a blind person and you being the first blind person they've ever seen, you can imagine, they always think, oh, that's the end. Since she's blind, that's all. There's nothing she can do. So a man came in at that time called Mr. Beku and introduced school for the blind. And there wasn't any sponsor back then. Me going to school for the blind, I have to let the children in the orphanage guide me to cut some trees, prepare charcoal, and then sell before I'll be able to sew a school uniform. And even the gari and other things I take to school, especially the gari, I prepare it myself. I prepare my fante dokuno and other things to take to school. And it wasn't easy at all. So when OKF came in, as I completed JHS, they started taking care of me throughout SHS, and I learned how to prepare pastries. So SHS, when they also pay my fees and buy my bread sheet, then I also prepare pastries during vacation, and I sell pastries like donuts, polo, chips, and other stuff. I sell, and then I get something little to school. And university too, they took me to university, all right, they pay fees and everything. And I wasn't the only one they've been taking care of, but my father, Dr. Osei-Kusi, did well. He'll provide whatever he can. He paid my fees and then he provided a little he can. So it got to a point, I decided to keep one of my pocket money, which was just about, I think, yes, 50 cedis or so. And I started sending a friend to Accra. Then she'll go, she has been going to pick materials, and then she'll buy me maybe 2 singlets, 2 boxes, and then I'll sell them. So I'll add the interest to the one I had already, and then I'll go and buy another set of things to up to extent I got a capital of 800 Ghana cedis, and I started going to Accra myself. I'll pick a car to Kanishi, I lie there, pick another car to Rollins Park, and then when I get there, I look for someone to guide me inside. Then I'll go and pick the stuffs. I used to sell dresses, panties, brazier, men's shoes, men's track tops, singlets, and boxes. I'll bring them to school.
I
And
thought you
then
were going to
after my
clap for her.
lectures
I
in
thought you
the
were going to clap
evening,
for her.
I
Show,
take
show some love. Show some appreciation.
So that is how I also managed. And by the grace of God, I'm now a teacher at a senior high. So for challenges, they are there, but it depends on how you will address it. And that is why I always say that disability is not inability. And as Uncle Isaac asked, that what of those who didn't have such opportunities? That is why I said earlier that in the orphanage, I wasn't also having any hope, I wasn't having any opportunity, but I didn't sit down and I didn't tell myself, oh, because I'm blind, that's all. No, I took a step, I made an effort, and I came out successfully by the help, by the grace of God. So I will also say that those in the same situation, they shouldn't just accept the situation. They shouldn't just sit down and say, oh, because I'm crippled, because I'm blind, the only thing I can do is to beg. No, it's not true. You can do something. You have to bring what is inside you, what is outside you. The outside one is there doing nothing, but the inner one is the most important thing. Thank you very much.
Because of time, Grace, I'm going to kindly ask you to bring this growth seminar to a close in a prayer for us, and to especially pray that all of us, the challenges that we're going through and the challenges that people go through, that they will have the endurance to be able to persevere and come out of it. And so everyone here, and I can tell you by the work I do, I interact with many different people. I interact with people from bankers to politicians to business leaders to students and everyone. And I tell you what, every single person is disabled in one way or the other. And every single person is going through one challenge or the other. Some people may look good on the outside, but internally they're going through a lot. And I want you to say a prayer that that same strength that you have used to pull through and come this far, they're going to have it. And I also believe that as you pray for everyone else, God will also even expand you grace. So please bring this growth seminar to a close with a prayer for us. Thank you all for joining in. I'm sure it's been worth the time, and it's been worth my time as well. Let's have grace pray for us. Thank you.
Okay. Let's pray. Let's have a word of prayer. Father, in the name of Jesus, we bless you. We thank you. We magnify you. We exalt you this evening for how far you've brought us. Blessed be unto your name. Adoration be unto your name. Father, this evening, we thank you for bringing this meeting to an end, for making it possible for us. Father, we pray at this moment that as you've let everyone on this page, you've spoke through us and they've heard a lot. Father, we pray that you help each and everyone to make impact on others. And I pray at this moment that, Father, anyone disabled in one way or the other, it is only your help that can make things possible. Therefore, Father, we pray that you help each and everyone. You provide helpers that can make things possible for us to come out, for people to see and know that you are the Lord that made the impossibility possible. Father, I pray for our club members, for our listeners, and everyone at this moment. I pray especially for OKF. Father, may you bless this foundation. Lord Jesus, you said it in your word that you are hungry and you've been given food. You are naked and people clothe you. Father, this is the exact work OKF is doing. May you bless this foundation and everybody that is supporting this foundation in one way or the other. May you satisfy them with long life. May you provide all their needs. Father, grant them peace, because peace is the most important thing. And your word says you grant us perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you. Therefore, Father, Lord, their minds are stayed on you, and that is why they are helping people with challenge. And they are also challenged in one way or the other. May you provide help for them anytime they discover their challenge or their disabled aspects. Father, we bless you and we thank you. We exalt you for an answered prayer. In Jesus' mighty name, we prayed with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. We're going to share the slides of this video, and then we're going to also have Madam Akushika do a recording of her message with an interpreter, and we're going to load it to YouTube, and we're going to send the link to you. So, because she had a great message, she's prepared so much, but the internet didn't help her. But we don't want you to miss out. So if you registered through the link, we have your email address, so we're going to email it to you. If you didn't register through the link, you can register through the link or email us. You can find us on the internet, and you're going to get 2 videos. One, this entire recording, and then the recording from Madam Shika as well. So thank you so much for being here. It's been an inspiring evening. We're encouraged by the work we've been privileged to be part of. And thank you. Thank you again.